Hi, my name is Shahroz Ahmed, and in this video we are going to discuss the specifications of AQA GCSE Physics Combined Science. I have opened the specification sheet for the physics, and let's go one by one throughout all the specifications, throughout all the topics. So number one, energy. In energy, we'll discuss about the energy changes in a system and the ways energy is stored before and after such changes. So the first topic that we'll discuss in energy will be energy stores in system. Then the next topic would be the changes in energy, in which we will see the change from the gravitational potential energy to the kinetic energy and stuff like that. Then comes the next topic that includes the energy changes in a system. Over here we'll discuss a system in which there will be some energy changes. It could be the thermal energy, it could be the gravitational potential energy or kinetic energy. Then comes the next topic, that is of power. So in this topic we'll discuss about power, and then comes the conservation and dissipation of energy, whose subtopic is energy transfer in a system. After that, we'll discuss about efficiency, and at last, I think we'll discuss about the national and global energy resources. So this is all about the topic of energy. Now the next topic in our syllabus is electricity. In the topic of electricity, we'll discuss about, firstly we'll discuss about the current, potential difference and resistance. In that case, we'll discuss about the standard circuit diagram symbols, and then we'll discuss about the electric charge and current. After that, we'll study about the current, resistance and potential difference. We'll see their definitions, their formulas, their units, and how can we find out the current, resistance or potential difference in a circuit. Then comes the resistors. In resistors, we'll discuss mainly about the ohmic conductors, non-ohmic conductors. We'll discuss about the Ohm's law as well. And after that, we'll discuss about the series and parallel circuits. After the series and parallel circuit, we will discuss about the domestic uses and safety, in which we will study direct and alternating potential difference. And then comes mains electricity. And after that, we'll have energy transfers in terms of electricity. In the first topic, we have like the energy transfer, like the mechanical energies. Over here, I will only specifically discussing the energy transfers in terms of electricity. So over here, we'll discuss about power, the energy transfers in everyday appliances, like everyday electrical appliances. Then we'll discuss about the national grid. So this is all for the topic of electricity. Now the next topic would be the particle model of matter. In this topic, we'll discuss about the changes of state and the particle model, and the density of materials would be the first subtopic. Then comes the changes of state. So we'll discuss about the internal energy and energy transfers, in which we will study about the internal energy, the temperature changes in a system and specific heat capacity. Next topic would be changes of state and specific latent heat. And the next one would be the particle model and pressure. Over here, we'll discuss about the particle motion in gases. Then comes the next chapter, that would be of the atomic structure. So this is the last topic for the paper 1. In the atomic structure, first of all, we'll discuss about the atoms and isotopes, in which we'll first study about the structure of an atom. Then we'll discuss about the mass number, atomic number, and the isotopes. After that, we'll discuss about the development of the model of the atom. This topic is common with the chemistry as well. So after that one, we'll move on to the atom and nuclear radiation, in which we'll discuss about the radioactive decay and nuclear radiation. Then comes the nuclear equations. Okay, so after the nuclear equation, we'll discuss about the half-lives and the random nature of radioactive decay. Over here, we'll discuss the decay of alpha, beta, and gamma particles. and then comes the topic of radioactive contamination. So this was it for the atomic structure. Now the next topic and the first topic of paper 2, forces. In the forces, we will first discuss about the forces and their interactions, in which the first subtopic would be scalar and vector quantities. Next one would be the contact and non-contact forces. Then comes gravity, and then we'll discuss about the resultant forces. Now, in the next topic of the forces, we'll discuss about the work done and energy transfers. And then we'll discuss about the forces and elasticity. And then comes the forces and motion. In forces and motion, we'll first study about we'll first describe the motion of an object along a straight line, and then comes speed. Within that, we'll study about the speed, velocity, the distance time graph, and we'll discuss about acceleration. And after that, we'll study the forces, accelerations, and Newton's law of motion. In forces, acceleration, and Newton's laws of motion, first of all, we'll discuss the Newton's first law of motion, then Newton's second law of motion. Then we'll see the definitions, that is the formulas that are related to the Newton's second law of motion, and then comes the Newton's third law. After that, we'll move on to the next topic that will be related to the forces and braking. In the topic of forces and braking, we'll discuss about the stopping distance, the reaction time, the factors affecting the braking distance, and the factors affecting the braking distance too. So then that topic will be finished, and we'll move on to the momentum. Now this topic of momentum is only for the higher tier. So in momentum, we'll discuss about, first of all, we'll discuss the definition and the formula and the units for momentum, and then we'll move on to the conservation of momentum. In conservation of momentum, we'll discuss about the law of conservation of momentum. Okay, and then the next topic we'll move on to the waves. Now in waves, we'll discuss about the transverse waves and the longitudinal waves. Then we'll discuss the properties of waves, and then comes the topic of electromagnetic waves. In the electromagnetic waves, first of all, we'll discuss the types of electromagnetic waves, the properties of the electromagnetic waves, and then the properties of electromagnetic waves too. There will be the further properties of the electromagnetic waves as well here. And then at the end, we'll discuss about the uses and applications of the electromagnetic waves. So that is all for the topic of waves. And then the last topic of paper 2 and for this whole course would be the magnetism and electromagnetism. In this topic, we'll discuss first of all about the poles of about the permanent and induced magnetism, in which we'll discuss about the magnetic forces and fields. Over here, the first topic would be related to the poles of a magnet. Then comes the topic of magnetic fields, and then we'll discuss the motor effect. Then comes the topic of electromagnetism, and then we'll discuss the Fleming's left-hand rule. This topic will be only for the higher tier students. Now then comes the electric motors. Electric motor will also be for the higher tier students, and this will be the last topic of magnetism and electromagnetism. So these are all the specifications that we will be going throughout our course for AQA GCSE Physics Combined Science. So in the coming videos, you'll see we'll go over this topic one by one, and we'll discuss the whole course. Thank you.